Check. All right, people, Catfish Dave here. It is the month of June. Now, normally June, fish are in full-blown spawn. We had an earlier spawn. Now, fish are still spawning, but we are not in full-blown spawn. I've already done one trip out here where I caught quite a few back in the main river, and that's what they do. They come off the nest and they'll go slap dab out there in the middle of the channel out there, hunting around, fattening back up after sitting on a nest. Well, but it wasn't a super great bite. That means there's still some up here. So yeah, this video, we're gonna pull a shallow flat. I'm trying to get closer to the bank now. I got a big sailboat race or something going on right over here. But while we're waiting to get over here, I've got mostly gizzard shad. I've got some frozen yellow bass. I got some red horse sucker. Yeah, we're just gonna throw a little bit of all of it here. So I'm gonna start out pulling out some gizzard shad. Maybe pull out a frozen yellow bass piece. There's 4. I may put a piece of red horse sucker on there. We'll put it on that back yellow rod. Yep, there is a sailboat race just over there. And I don't want no part of that around my planer boards, whatnot. We'll hook the old red horse right through the old nostril there. Throwing all gizzard shad chunks for now to use some of them up. I used mostly heads. Those deep fish were wanting mostly heads, so we ended up with a bunch of chunks left. Either way, there's some red horse. Put some gizzard shad chunks on here. I usually don't use gizzard shad this time of year, but man, the skipjack has been so tough this year. We're using it. I would like to fish close to 4 hours out here and have time to stop at one of the local dams, fish right before dark. Hope to come into some skipjack, possibly white bass, possibly more yellow bass. Would be nice. I'm gonna go ahead and start slowing my boat down because we're gonna get ready to start throwing here. I can be dragging this. I mean, it's a flat. I was trying to get a little closer to the bank before I started, but we'll go ahead and slow the boat down for now. We're gonna be pulling down the lake with the wind coming up our butt, so I'll probably pull about 0.7. By the time I get these baited up, the boat should be slowed down, and we'll go ahead and deploy out here. Then we're gonna work our way towards the bank and then on back down. Let's see what we get out here. You don't know until you throw. Looking for a catfish for the Catfish Dave show. Yeah, boy. It's pretty cool out here for a June day. I guess we had a slight cold front blow through yesterday, and it's been pretty nice out. I'd say it's around 2 in the afternoon. I'd say it's probably 74, 75 degrees, which that is awesome weather for June. Usually June, you can't stand to be outside, but it's pretty nice. So some frozen yellow bass on this. We'll go ahead and start chunking. My boat is slowed down officially. I like to chunk the right side of the boat first. Don't know why. Don't know why it would even make a difference. So we won't be over about 20 foot of water here, so I'm not going to let a ton of line out. I may let it a little extra out. There is just a little bit of a hole up in front of this creek, but we're not going to let a ton of line out. No need for it. Yeah, them sailboats are that way, and that's the way we're going to be going. Unfortunately. Maybe I can get close enough to the bank over there we can avoid them. I would rather avoid them. And then they got a bunch of smaller boats with these canopies on them. For whatever reason, they're hollering at the guys at the sailboats through some loudspeaker thing. Christopher Columbus didn't need no other dude in a separate boat yelling at him through no loudspeaker. But people of today are not as self-sufficient, self-efficient. They just don't have what the older generations had. So those guys, and the sailboats are not near the size that Christopher Columbus had to handle, but yet they still need help from some dude on a loudspeaker. Get that chunk there. They're going a pretty good ways that way, so we're gonna have to get real close to the bank to avoid all that garbage. I might not get super wide with the boards just because they're out there. Old spread 'em planer boards from Wesley Mann. Yeah, we're gonna find out what's up on this flat. I have not fished this end of the lake yet this year. That's why we're trying it. We're on the very bottom end. We've done outside of Wolftover, we've done by the nuke plant. Now we're all the way down here by the dam. Lots of nesting area down here. This is just a massive, massive flat here. Runs up for miles here, so there's lots of nesting area here. Be a good place for them to be. I'm gonna go ahead and start steering my boat a little bit. I'm gonna bump the speed up a little bit too, till we get turned around. I'm gonna bump up to about 0.9 for a minute. Till we get everything out, get over here by the bank, away from these sailboats. Yes, sir. Yeah, I got me a bucket of old minnows right there to take to the dam later. I'll throw some skipjack lures and I'll drop one of those minnows, let him free swim out there right before dark. Go ahead and lock that down. My boat is getting spun in the wind right now. Normally I complain about the wind blowing up my butt, but when it's warm out, I don't mind it as much. It is June. So now I do not like wind in March, especially don't like wind in the winter. But in June, I can tolerate it. If we gotta throw a drift sock, we will. Once I get those things out and out of the way, because my boat's getting blown a little crooked, I don't want to throw out because I think my lines are going that way. We'll wait till we get those locked down and we'll throw that old red horse head out there. Lock that one, lock that one. You can get hung up out here. That's one thing about this particular flat. We'll just cruise around here, see what the graph looks like fish-wise. And I'll make my maps just a little bigger here. We'll turn just a little more. There we go. Oh, look there. I'm hit already. I am hit already. Is that the yellow bass? I believe it is. I believe that's that yellow bass head. Got nailed up here. Going 0.9 even. Feel something there. It's hard to tell what I got. I'm going 0.9, so that creates quite a bit of current. But he's acting like he's not a bad fish. There he is. Not a bad fish. As good as what I was getting out in the channel, so yeah, we'll take that. We might have to be pulling all frozen yellow bass. That's what got hit out here. Yeah, it's not a bad fish. I'm gonna turn to the right a little more while he's getting simmered down there. Got the yellow bass back. Happy about that. Yeah, if we might need to be pulling all yellow bass, who knows? That's the first one that got hit. Come on, fish, get in the middle of the net there where I can get it turned up there. He's sideways in the net, and I can't hardly pick it up. Caught in it somehow. There we go. I'm gonna turn a little more. I guess we're going right. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this red horse out real quick. Did we get hit on this board? Because what's that board doing? Nah, that's just where I was turning the boat. Decent fish for a starter fish. Yellow bass, hold him up there. It's a nice starter fish. Yeah, we may have to throw a sock out. I'll get this bait back out. because I'm running 0.9 and still getting kicked kind of sideways here. We caught the first one going 0.9. We might just stick with 0.9. I don't know. We'll have to without a sock. If I can get that back through there and rehook it. Yeah, these boards are way over here. Definitely going sideways. Rehook the yellow bass. I don't know, maybe the wind will calm down later. You can see these sailboats running back and forth, back and forth. We got to cross through them, so I'll keep going closer and closer to the bank. So we can get away from them. Y'all, I am not a fan of a drift sock, but we may have to throw that dude if this wind's gonna keep like it is. Because I'm gonna go down and it's gonna be really spinning me. There we go. Yeah, let's just throw the stupid thing. That way I don't have to wonder if I should do it, wonder if I shouldn't do it. That way it'll already be done. I hate an old drift sock, I really do. This one hooks a little different than my old one. Chunk it out there. I gotta find something to latch it to because it latches different than my other one did. Find somewhere here to latch this thing without my butt crack showing. And I'm also gonna order a bigger drift sock than this one because this one here just ain't big enough. You know what I mean? There's a little eye back here somewhere. We'll find something to attach it to. It'll be right in the way when I go to land fish, but that's all right. I don't know how much that'll help us, but I need one about twice that size. Keep an eye on my map. Let me make it a little bigger here. Yeah, we're going to be going through some nasty stuff up here. So I hope we don't get hung up. There's like a creek channel here, but the old creek channel running through it looks pretty nasty on the bottom. These dragon sinkers are pretty good about that stuff, but there's a bite on the red horse. Little nip there. The last time I used red horse, all I caught was a channel cat on it, so it was definitely attracting the smaller bites, smaller fish. And the last time I pulled gar on that rod, it was the same way. I pull these alternative baits usually on that yellow rod, and the old trusty baits seem to always outperform them. Yeah, we're in 20 foot here. Yeah, if I can keep this boat straight, I'll slow it down more to like 0.7, but once we get turned around, we'll just have to see. If I pull up the lake, we'd be fine, but I'm wanting deeper flat right now than shallower flat, and it just shallows out up that way and it keeps getting deeper down this way. It'll get up close to 30 feet deep down here. When I first put the boat in around the ramp there was a creek there by the ramp, and there was a lot of fish activity on my graph in that area, and that was about 27 foot. We've been bit twice going 0.9, so. Should we stick with it or should we try to slow down? Big old jumbo jet up there making racket. Yeah, skipjack were tough last year. They're even tougher this year. We're getting less and less of them. This will be the first year in my life I've ever froze gizzard shad, because typically shad don't freeze well. But I had about 42 large ones, and they freeze better than the small ones, so I put them in the freezer. And then these smaller ones is what I'm using on the field because they won't freeze well. And then of course we're using frozen white bass. I had to freeze white bass last year and this year because of the skipjack problem, and I'm going to try to build up a 30, you can have 30 white bass in the freezer here. 15 on you, 30 total at your house. So I'm going to put 30 white bass in the freezer this year. And I think the yellow bass are unlimited, so I'll catch all those I can. That first fish we caught was on a frozen yellow bass, so it can be a legit bait. I like to use it in the warmer waters. Wintertime, I'm more of a gizzard, shad, and crappie guy. Summer, I'd rather use skipjack, white bass, yellow bass, but we just can't get the skipjack, so. Shad it is. We'll pull it. I need to get turned to the right here. There's a big old buoy right here. And see if we can get down past this area before those sailboats come back. I really don't trust their driving abilities because they need some dude with a loudspeaker to instruct them. That was on the red horse head. That was a bite. So it's been hit twice. We may just keep running 0.9. That's what's gonna, it's gonna produce bites, I'll do it. Yeah, I am getting pushed a little bit sideways, even running 0.9 with a sock. Like I say, you need a sock twice that size. Is that a bite? Yes, it is a bite. Small bite on the red horse. Third time that stuff's been hit. He's still playing with it. Try to kick my boat rudder around here, see if I can make up for this wind pushing me sideways, even with the drift suck. Can't get it locked in there. See if I can find a way to get that locked over. We'll lock this over somehow. All right, now there's a way to do this, I know it. There is a way to do it. Maybe not. Okay, that'll work. Okay, we are, I believe we're safe out of sailboat territory. Just watching the graph, coming in front of a cove, creek mouth here. A lot of times these are good places to get bit. Yeah, I've got my boat rudder turned and now it's turning me the wrong way. So we'll unhook it again. Y'all remind me to order a bigger drift sock. Like I say, I need one twice that. It's hard on the trolling motor, but it's the only way you're gonna keep this boat straight. As quick as we hook that first fish, I hope that's not a sign of bad luck. Sometimes you hook a fish right off the bat like that and it's a struggle the rest of the day. So we are in the later afternoon hours. Your best bite is a morning bite this time of year, before 10 o'clock, so. Check the time here. Oh. All right. Now, a lot of times I do best dragging upriver. Don't ask me why. A lot of times when I get on these flats where the current cannot affect it, it doesn't seem to matter as much, but sometimes it still does. Either way, this is a big enough flat that this over here should never really get affected much by the current, not unless this thing was really flooded. That was on the yellow bass again. We might need to be pulling all yellow bass up here. You catch two fish on the same rod. Now, when I fished deep, I caught two on the yellow bass, but they were targeting the shad. But when you get two in a row like this on the same bait, smaller one, but he'll work. Oh, there we go. That's on the gizzard, Chet. That's on the gizzard, Chet. He's taking off. Let me see. Sure he stays hooked up. That's a bigger one there. So we're doubled up here. Go ahead and crank him in out of the way. He's about to the boat. Yeah, this is a little better fish here. This is on the shad. That's good. I wanted to see us get hit on it. Nice fish, I think. I don't know. Nicer than that one anyhow. So the flat bite is still pretty good this late in the year. Yeah, this is a heavier fish. I'm gonna get him over even more. This way. Out of the way. And keep in mind, I'm pulling 0.9. That makes it seem heavier, but feels decent. So far. Oh, the red horse got hit right there. Getting small bites on that stuff. This one here is just being lazy now. There he goes. He's pulling a little bit there. Yeah. Trying to figure if he's a bigger fish or if he's just being real lazy. There he is. He ain't that big, it's just the way he feels. Better than that one. It's not a bad fish. Now see, that fish has got some marks on his head from spawning. Yep. He's all marked up male. Come on, old marked up male. I'm gonna turn my boat a little here. Getting on the bank here. Old red horse getting hit by some dinky fish again. Three in the boat, man. Say this one ain't too bad, old wide-headed marked up male. Got the net in the hook there. A couple times got it in the hook. See if I can get that turned back out. So we did pop one on the shad. Biting the crap out of me. don't know if you can see the hold still. See the marks on top of his head? That's a sign they've been nesting. Straighten out for the camera, will you? You got to be stern with those fish. Let them know you mean business. They will give you an attitude. Red horse getting hit again, just will not hook up. I think it's channel cats hitting it. Pretty sure of it. That red horse is a hit or miss bait. It's kind of like bluegill around here. It's hit or miss. Can be good, might not be so good. Let's just throw a head on here. I know we caught that fish on a chunk, but let's throw a head on. Because you never know. Looks like that there. We're catching fish at 0.9. I'll just keep going 0.9. Cover a lot of water like that. Cool. Come on, old fishy. Make your appearance on the Catfish Dave show, and we'll let you go. Come on now. They do not like getting caught. They'll throw you an attitude every time. Oh, more of a watch bar size fish. See all that slime? See all that crap? That's what they do when they spawn. They get covered in slime. It's like an extra protective coating. Get plenty of line out away from the boat. Sometimes on these flats I'll get way away from the boat with a couple of them just because the boat can spook them when you're shallower. Now what are we doing here? I want to put another yellow bass on this because it's caught two. Frozen yeller bass. I'll tell you what, I run short leaders and long leaders. This is one of the shorter leaders, and it's last couple trips, it's gotten most of the attention. So, you know, if guys were really serious and they seen that, well, they would shorten up all their leaders. But me, I'm just going to know why it's happening, and we'll just leave those other ones the same because I'm lazy. But one day they'll prefer short leaders, one day they'll prefer long leaders. Is that a bite? That could have been a bite. It acted more like a bite than a hang up. Acted like he just grabbed it and let go of it. This flat is so wide I can turn around and if I want to, 360 back up the other way. There's a bite on that side, right over there. Get ready to get him. There we go. We did get one off the bank over there. Yeah. We'll take it. We're making a fishing video. Fish are good to have on a fishing video. I'll go ahead and let this out now. And hope this one stays out of it. Not a real big one. More of what I call spawn size. I'm gonna lock this down for now, swing it out, try to get it away from that fish. But he's catching up with it. So he still might get it. Come on now, stay out of that line, will you? Lock this down, getting way too much out there. Yeah, I believe we're gonna get tangled up here. He's deep diving right for that other board. So we're probably gonna get tangled. But at least we know we can get them on the gizzard shad chunks. Because I got plenty of those. Let that out some more. Come on in here, old stubborn. Old stubborn there. Lock that down. Oh yeah, man. He's carrying on, complaining. Say hi. Yeah. Pleasure boaters are out. He slimed that leader all the way up. Old nasty stuff. Yeah, got fish slime down my shorts there. Throw another chunk on. Make sure no scale is on the tip of the hook. I'm gonna let that out a little more. Well, we've got another creek coming up here. That might be a little hot spot. We nailed several out in front of that one. Bites are slowing down just a little bit here, but well, all right, y'all. I'm gonna get me some hydration out of the box. Letting too much line. Hydration. Do I have any more yellow bass cut up? No, I need to be getting one out and cutting it up. I like to trim these top sharp fins on them. These yellow bass are pretty small. They're about the size of those Sandy Cooper white perch. So we'll just trim that fin, cut the tail off, and call it good. Yeah, put about that much on there. Still got one sharp fin sticking out there. We'll have one of those ready. We'll grab my hydration. All right. Make sure my pump's running. It is. Oh, Engel cooler. Insulated. It's got a lithium battery running an air pump, which is rechargeable. Hooks to a USB-C. And then it has 4 different speeds or 5 different speeds, something like that. And then it's also got a on and off timer, so it'll run for a few seconds, shut off for a few seconds, so you're not just constantly running it. And it extends the battery life on those things. It's the best little minnow box I've ever had. And you know, the live well in this thing is, I've got it all plugged off because hoses broke loose and the boat about sunk one day because of it, so I've got that all plugged off. But you know, if I wanted to use some live bluegills or something one night, I could catch them and put them in that. I've got a bigger one than that one. That's the small one. Yeah, that drift sock there, it's probably one of the better drift socks I bought, but it's got the least amount of features it came with. The other one came with a little rinky-dink skinny rope tied to the front of it that would knot up on you. This one's got a nice strap, much better float on it in case you want to just let it loose and go back and get it. But they're supposed to have a separate string hooking from the front to the back, because if I try to pull that in, it's just full of water. But with that string leading to the back end of it, I can get it to the boat grab that string, and then I pull it from the back part and it dumps the water. Well, that one did not come with that dump strap, so I had to make one and put on there. It's a lot better material, it's softer, it opens better, but it just came with the least amount of features. I need one about twice that size though. That would work well if I was fishing a river that had a lot of current and I wanted to sit in one spot but the wind was blowing upriver. That would work well for that. But out here in no current trying to drag with wind pushing up your butt, it's just not big enough. I'm gonna keep an eye on the time. Yeah, getting a little dead area here in between the creeks. Keep an eye on my depth too. 22 feet. You know, I don't know if we're gonna get hit better in 10 feet or 27 feet. When I first put in at the ramp, there was fish everywhere, and that was 27, so I figured, well, I'll work the deep part of it. I think we had a little bite there. We did. He's a getting it on the yellow bass. Didn't even get to drink my water. This yellow bass is turning out to be good stuff. And it's frozen, not even fresh. These are the newest rod from Chasing Outdoors. They are an all glass rod, whereas all the other rods I previously got from him had a lot of graphite, more composite. These are pure glass. They're stout. They only bend so far and the rest is all backbone. They're definitely a big fish rod. Yeah, they hit real hard all of a sudden and they just get lazy. They just kind of waller in the current. Look at him, he's at the top of the water out there. Look at him, going nuts. They do not like getting caught. I mean, you can just tell it. There we go. There we go. Still got the yellow bass on for now. Not a bad one. Yeah, there he goes, there he goes. All down there by my motor. Oh shoot, we got hit right there. I think he about pulled my board loose. This one here pulled drag out when he dove, and now I got to pull him back in. Pulled about 8 foot of line out there. Come on now. All that protesting. I'm telling you, you can tell they don't like this stuff. Do not cooperate. About time. Yeah. Not a bad one on the yellow bass. That do it. That done it. We're definitely gonna have to put more yellow bass on because that stuff's done pretty good. Straighten this float out a little bit here. There we go. Little short leader seems to be attracting the most fish. Get him held up here. Yeah, not a bad fish. Get in there. All right. Another piece of yellow bass. Well, we got hit in between the creeks. That's a good sign. Hit there all the way down. This yellow bass is tore to pieces. I don't know if I guess I can hook it one more time. I wonder if that red horse is still on there, man. It was getting bites. Getting bites. Yeah, it's still on there. Now we ain't getting bites. That red horse seems to get a lot of bites early on and then they kind of quit. I think it loses its scent easy. We'd probably catch more fish if I would take that off there and pull something else like yellow bass. But I like to experiment just to see what'll finally eat it. That's usually my experimental bait rod. Put this over here. Well, so far the shallow water bite's doing pretty good. It's doing better than what I done deep as far as the amount of fish in a short time. But I did get fish deep, so. Good old cool water. That sailboat thing is already over with. They wasn't out there an hour. Christopher Columbus could be out there for months at a time and not even have nobody instructing them on a loudspeaker. And I mean, he crossed the ocean. This is just a lake. It is a river/lake. Come on, fishy, fishy, fishy. Come on, fishy, fishy, fishy. Well, all right, y'all. I might reach in the old box there and get me a piece of cheese or something. I eat cheese for good luck. The reason we're catching fish now is I actually ate a piece right before I started the video. See if I got any more yellow bass in here. I do. I've already got one trimmed up. Good. Cheddar is simply better. We're fixing to come up on another creek mouth here. It's usually a little more active in front of those things. It might not hurt to pull in one of those, just try it. Come on, fishy, fishy, fishy. Come on, fishy, fishy, fishy. bit of a dead spell here, but we'll come across something. If they're on the flat, they're on the flat. All right. Come on, fish. Might have jinxed myself putting that gizzard shad head on there. You can do it. Fishy, fishy, fishy. You can do it. Fishy, fishy, fishy. Yeah, that wind's picking up. I'm getting blown crossways at 0.9. Turn my rudder here. See if we can straighten it out a little bit. But I guess that's better than being burning up hot out here. It is the afternoon in June. Yeah, there's an old cove in there. I'm tempted to pull at it. Pulling it just for a little bit, then maybe pull back out. I mean, if we're getting them semi-shallow, bunch of big fancy houses around it. Oh. Yeah, we're in the longest dead spell so far. But if we found some shallow, there's going to be more shallow. And these waves are coming from a boat that's so far away I can't see it. But somewhere out there is a boat running circles or something. Come on, fishy, fishy, fishy. Oh, shit. Where'd they go, y'all? Where did they go? Red horse quit getting bit. Oh, right there. Right there's one. Up on the bank. I mean, they're not just up on the bank. We're getting them way out there. We're getting them up on the bank. They're on this entire flat. They're scattered. But they're up here. And this is a really wide flat. I mean, it's a couple hundred yards to the channel out there. I chose closer to the bank because that's where I marked a bunch of fish at when I first put in the water. Starting to get in front of this creek system right here. It's usually a little more active in front of those things. I had a lot of lie down on this one. Come on, fish. Oh, we're hit there. No, he let go of it. So here you get in front of these creeks and starts getting more active. They hit real hard, pull hard for a few seconds, and then they just go belly up and just get lazy. Start rolling. Go ahead and let that out. This is the hardest way to pull them in, when they're just laying in that current. Mouth wide open. It's like pulling in a log. When they're fighting you, it's actually easier to pull them in. When they do this, it gets rough. Not even a big fish, but it's just like dragging a log. Get up out of that drift sock. There we go. We won't need the net on him, I don't think. He's kind of chunky. He's not huge, but we can probably get him without the net. Don't like breaking my knots. You got caught. Yeah. Protesting. I'll let that out a little more, just a little bit. Get it closer to that creek. No, 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 no. Wrong way, Dave. Gizzard shad chunk. Clip on the old spread 'em planer board from Wesley, man. Yeah, there's that old cove back there. Makes you wonder what would happen if you pulled up in there. Could be hung up real bad, all that construction stuff around. Yeah, that old red horse just quit getting bit. First put it on there, got some bites, and then that was it. One of those hit or miss baits. We're pulling it just for spite. We know better and we're pulling it anyway. There's a bite. I seen it. That's that gizzard shad head. The gizzard shad head's had a couple small bites, but we haven't caught anything on it. I said they might not want it that much here. When I was in the channel, those deep fish preferred it. But these fish up here seem to have a little different eating habits. See how deep we are. We're a little deeper now, 25 foot. Yeah, he's hitting it again. Come on, fishy, fishy, fishy. Okay, I got a buoy right here. I've got to get around it. Or I'm going to pull my lines in. Get way around that thing. We still might not miss it. I still may have to pull my lines in. Oh! Did he stick? He's stuck on the turn. Well, it's hard to hook them when they're going left like that. See if I can get him around this side of the boat. Trying to keep my planer board from hitting that old buoy right there. It's gonna be close. Get out of that old drift sock there. It's gonna be real close on hitting that buoy. I'll go ahead and turn back to the left now. Looks like we got around it. Come on in here. Yeah, I do believe we jinxed ourselves with that gizzard shad head. Because it seems to be attracting small fish. Come on now. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, see we're in front of the creek cove there. We're getting bit more often. Little dead spell till we got to it. Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah, I got a little tail piece. We'll try a tail piece. Bait is not easy to come up with, so I'm gonna use what I can here. We sure don't want to be using no heads up here, looks like. Unless it's a yellow bass, it's done pretty good. There we go. right, y'all. We're pulling them in. One here, one there. Middle of the afternoon, tough part of the day. We're pulling them in. Get too much line out there. Not paying attention. Oh, shoot. Oh, and he come off. And that fish was pulling line. He was pulling line, boy. He pulled that chunk off there. I heard the bite. I just heard line coming out of the reel. Dumped that rod right in front of that creek. Most likely the biggest one of the day, and that's what happens. They evade the hook set. Pulled the bait off. See how tight that drag is, because it's pretty tight. That was a good fish. Good one. And they are definitely preferring chunks on the flat. Huh. Well, maybe we'll get another shot at one of those. I hope so. You don't get a lot of those during the spawn. Those bigger ones seem to know how to evade the hook. He was pulling some line out. We missed that fish. Yeah, makes you wonder what would happen if you pulled into that creek. But yeah, we'll keep going. We was out here when we hooked a good one. A little deeper in here, 26 foot. Lock her down. Yeah, we jinxed ourselves with that old gizzard shad head over there. Oh, that's on the yellow bass. Yeah. We are picking them off one by one. I'd sure like to see something hit that gizzard shad head. I might should be checking it. It's been hit by enough small fish. Might not be on there. Maybe we should be checking that thing, because it's odd. Once we put it on there, that rod ain't doing much. If it's a chunk bite, I'll throw them chunks. I'd also be smart to pull that red horse sucker off there. We'd get more bites. I may do that. I may put a yellow bass on that back rod. If I'm real shallow, 10 foot, whatever, or less, I don't usually pull off the back of the boat. But when you're more like 20, I'll pull off the back of the boat like that. The boat will spook them when you're real shallow. Unless you got them on boards. Come on in here. Yeah, we're gonna take that red horse head off there. I just ain't got no faith in it, from what I'm seeing. Now you're gonna get excited. Didn't come alive till I put the net on it. Oh, he got my yellow bass, I believe. Mm-hmm. He did. Make your appearance on the Catfish Dave show. Yeah, shit. All right, y'all. We'll keep pulling the white bass. It's pretty successful, or the yellow bass, and we may do something different with those head pieces. I mean, if they're not catching, we got a drag puller there on a chunk. I think we're jinxing ourselves pulling them right now. I mean, every day these fish are different. Some days they won't touch a head, some days they won't touch a chunk, some days they'll eat both just great. When I pulled the channel, those deep fish were wanting the head, so. Get up here and they won't hardly touch them. Another yellow bass. Yeah, we're gonna have to check that old gizzard shad head. We can't give them what they need, we'll give them what they want. We'll go ahead and cut some more chunks. Oh shoot, there we go. Turn the boat here or we're gonna be on somebody's dock. Let's go ahead and check this head piece. See, I don't even feel the bait on there. It got took off, that's why we ain't getting nothing. We might throw a head on this one just to try it again. Because we ain't got nothing on here. But I'm definitely gonna take that red horse sucker off there. It is getting nowhere. Yep, that old little fish got that head off there. We'll let that out some more. We'll put a head on one more time. I said we don't know how long we've been pulling without it. Put some more line out here. We'll get this red horse off here. It ain't getting nothing. Wrong bait. Some places in the country that might be a good bait. Oh, look at that. They just demolished that thing. I'll throw a chunk on the back rod. I bet you we get something on it now. I'll guarantee it. Lock that down. All right. We're in 30 foot now. My side scan's starting to light up a little more with different fish activity. Come on, fishy, fishy, fishy. Come on. Fishy, fishy, fishy. Yeah, this will be the deepest water we fished yet. We'll give it a shot. We might catch them in 10 foot for all I know. We ain't tried it. Getting some bait fish up here. Come on, fish. Little dead spot. Like I say, we're getting most of the action in front of the creeks, picking up an occasional one outside of them. I sure wouldn't mind pulling up in that thing one time. I have no idea what that is floating in the water. Some type of, I don't know what that is. It's like some kind of dead insects. Yeah, keep in mind, y'all, we are pulling the hot part of the day, hot part of the afternoon. So we're not doing bad. Still in 27, but you know, we might do better shallower, I don't know. We ain't tried it. Twenty 21 foot was doing us pretty good. We'll keep pressing on. Only one way to know. Let me get this bait here. It's getting all heated up out here. We're in a dead area again. There's a slight creek right here in front of this buoy up here. Not a big one, but it is one. I don't think there's too many more. After that, there's not until you get closer to the ramp. There's one more before the ramp. And then there's one right close to the ramp. Those are definitely the hottest areas. I may circle back around and go back up in front of that creek and even go in it, because I don't know. We got our biggest hit right in front of that thing. And he's still there because we never hooked him. He got the bait off, so if he sees it again, he might be tempted to try it again. Mm-hmm. It's warming up out here, y'all. I'm getting a little bit hot, even with the wind going. There's a bite on the yellow bass out here in the middle of nowhere. There's a bite on the skipjack head. I mean the gizzard shad head. I get the two confused because I don't normally use shad this time of year. Normally that would be skipjack. Some little dinkies out there. Towboats. I bet you he'd charge you a bunch of money. If you ever needed him. Well, y'all, I am tempted to turn around. We'll have the sun in our face, but a lot of times you do better pulling upriver. Right now we're pulling down. There's a bite on that gizzard shad head. I'm going over some, it's kind of like a hump right out there. I'm gonna pull over it real quick. Got a little bit of contour going on with the bottom. That's where we're getting those smaller bites. We'll pull it for a minute. I may turn this boat around just to try going upriver and getting more in front of that creek again where we hooked that good fish. I'll actually be able to pull slower if I want to going upriver because we'll have the wind coming into the front of the boat. All right, y'all. I'm gonna start turning this boat. I gotta decide if I want to turn it to the right or turn it to the left. I may turn it to the right. I got more room. But we're gonna slowly turn this boat. We're gonna go up river for a while. Get back in front of that creek again. Going up river. We may even go in that creek for a minute. Getting all kind of dinky bites on that shad head. Slowly turn the boat. Oh, a little bigger dink bite. Turning just a little bit at a time here. So my lines don't get all jacked up. Yeah, we'll give it an upriver pull just for a while just to see if that changes. amount of bites we're getting. A lot of times it will. I don't like the sun in my face, but old Dinky's just wearing that old shad head out. That head is not the bait of choice today. Yeah, we're going a while without a fish again. Mm-hmm. Did I get bit on that board back there? Because it looked like it come loose. Something knocked that board loose. We'll have to get it in. Dag blessed it. Well, let's get it in, y'all. We'll try going up river. Pop that out. We were doing really well, and all of a sudden, it slacked on out. Oh, that is on the shad. Like I said, we got the red horse up there. We're probably going to get bit on it. He's running to me. First fish going upriver. I pulled that board loose too. Makes me wonder if there's some kind of flow going on here or something. I need to check the dams or something, because that's two boards that's been pulled loose. I'm going 0.9. Now, I was on a turn, which puts more pressure on them, but right now, we're not fishing off that side of the boat. We've technically got 3 rods out. Come on. Come on. Old shad midsection. I'm getting ready to slow this boat down. I'm gonna slow down to 0.7 for a minute. Yeah, I'll net it. I think I will. I think I will. Yeah, just tangle up in that sock right there. Come on. Little short, stubby one. Yeah, I seem to have a lot of drag behind that sock, even slowing the boat down. I'm gonna check the dams. I'm gonna see if they've turned anything on. We need to be checking that old gizzard shad head that's been hit 50 times, because it may not be on there. Mm-hmm. We got 3 rods to get redeployed. Yeah, now when the wind is going downriver, that will actually create a surface current. There may not be no water coming out of the dam, but it creates that surface current, and by the time I'm going 0.9, and then you add that surface current to that, that could be what's pulling my boards loose. So I'll still check the dams. I don't think they're doing nothing. They haven't been doing nothing. Don't get caught on that drift sock now. There we go. Check my depth. Put a little more out. We're in 17 right here, kind of up on a hump. Sometimes they're on these humps. Sometimes they ain't. We're gonna ride it a minute with bait in the water. I would not mind pulling into that creek one time. We may be hung up, but I still wouldn't mind pulling in it. Once I get all this out, I'm gonna check that gizzard shad head again. Probably just take it off. I don't think there's much sense in pulling a gizzard shad head today. You got the same result, which was just some dinky little bites. And that yellow bass got some dink bites too going across there, so we may have to check it. Yeah, see those boards are pulling really hard like there's current. I will check the dams, but I don't think so. Throw another piece of shad midsection on. That's what they're eating. All right, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and check this stupid shad head. I don't think it's on there. I'm gonna check that yellow bass too, if this is off. You can't catch them with no bait. We were doing good on this rod till we put the head on there. And we ain't caught nothing since. We'll just check them both, be safe, because they both got dink bit coming across the little area there. Yeah, there's a head on there. They're just not eating these heads. Look at her. Bit the meat out right behind the head all the way to the head. And they just don't want that head right now. So we'll get rid of it. We might be better off pulling the midsection of those yellow bass instead of having the head attached. It's possible. Either way, we're going to throw a midsection on now. And I may cut the head off that yellow bass and pull a midsection. Try that, if it's still on there. Because the heads, we have not caught a fish on a gizzard shad head. And we've caught quite a few fish up here, so. Put this out there. And if the yellow bass is still on, I'm going to cut the head off it and I'm going to pull a chunk of it. Just to see if that makes it even better. Although we have caught fish on whole yellow bass, still, if they're not wanting heads, so let's throw that out. I'm going to go ahead and turn the boat towards the creek. We're going to go right in front of it, go in the right direction. I've seen fish hit nothing but heads at one time of the day, get later in the day, shift and hit nothing but a chunk. Or vice versa. These fish are weird, they're weird, they're weird. It's on there, but we're gonna cut the head off that thing and try a chunk. For a while. There we go. Let's try just a chunk of yellow bass. See what that does. Might be what we need. Okay, I now feel like we've got legit bait on all 5 rods. Not experimental bait, but legit, something we know they're gonna eat. Throw that out. There we go. We are headed back down towards the creek. There's some shad on my screen. Of course, I don't have my net on me. I always see it when I don't have my net. If I got my net and I'm looking for it, never see it. Yeah, now the wind has died down a little bit, so now it's not. My boards ain't pulling as hard. So now we can speed back up. Check my time, 4:47. I gotta get me some water, y'all. I am getting dry throat here. Yeah, we'll see if change directions makes a difference, or maybe they're just slowing down at the hotter part of the day. I don't know. I'm gonna go back in front of that creek going this way and just give it a shot. Oh boy. Dry throat. Might have to eat a piece of cheese again to get bit. Yeah. I dropped my couple chocolate almonds. That's depressing. Make me want to grab another bag just for spite. Ah. Yep, looks like they're slowing down on us. Let me eat some cheese. What? Right there. What is this? That's that center chunk. That's the center chunk. See, we put a center chunk on there and we can catch fish. I was just fixing to grab some cheese. I just talked about cheese and got bit. That's why I like that cheese. It's good luck. I just got up to go get it and bam. And like I say, I ate some before we started. And we got bit pretty quick. Went through a little dead spell there. The way they're fighting makes it real difficult to get them, man. They pull hard. Let me get that fish. Let me get that fish. Before they tangle up. He came off. He came off. It's on the yellow bass chunk. Make sure this one's still there. They could have clipped each other and done that because they were right into each other. Okay, that fish is at the top of the water, so we'll just leave him there. I'm gonna throw this yellow bass chunk back out. We'll leave him right there. This way we got a bait on that side of the boat. There we go. See if I can keep that fish out of my line. It looks like he's going into it. Right now, that fish is going into my line. He's tangling that line up. You gotta be kidding me, I shouldn't have done that. We're gonna have a gosh dang mess. Let me see if I can pull this board straighter. He's gonna have that line all tangled up. Let me see if I can get him around that. If I keep swinging this to the left, you know, I didn't think he was going to swim to the left. I thought he was going to stay behind the boat. But oh no, he's going to cause a mess. And he might already be hung up in it, I don't know. I'll swing it just a little more. I'd say he's hung up in it. We'll see here in a minute. Maybe we'll get lucky. He's in it. He got it. You stupid fish. Gosh dang it. Let me pop this board loose because we're going to have a mess. That was a dumb thing to do. Throw that line right on top of that fish. Now we're pulling through a good area with two baits tangled up. Gosh dang it. Get up here. I wonder if I can get him in like this. What a mess. How many times is that wrapped around there? 3 or 4. Come on now. We're gonna leave him right there until I straighten this mess out here. And get a bait out there. Gotta have baits in the water. Okay. Ouch. They always got to bite you. There's the problem fish. Check my graph out here. We want to go left. Way left. Heads is all they're eating. I mean, chunks is all they're eating. I'm telling you, I'm thinking backwards today. I didn't get a lot of sleep. Go ahead and lock her. Now, out in the channel, they were hitting heads. Wouldn't hardly touch a chunk. So, if I come back to use all these heads, I'll go back out deep. Yeah, I believe that board's broke loose. I really do. I don't know how it would be broke loose, but I believe it is. Did I not clip it on there? Just a bunch of bad luck stuff happening here all of a sudden. That board's somehow not even on there. Oh, I can't get baits in the water, man. Let's pull that gosh dang thing in. It might have got hung up or something. It might have got hit. I don't know. While I was holding that other fish. Let's pull it all the way back in and redeploy it. That's all we can do. One of these days I'm gonna get to that cheese. Let's try this again. I have no idea what happened. Something happened. I probably need to put new clips on these planer boards. I've had them on these planer boards several years, and the springs on them do start getting weak after a while. So it may be time to change them out. And it could just be where this wind has picked back up again. I'm running 0.9 and it's just putting so much tension on that board, because when the wind is pushing hard, we've got this surface current. We'll try it again. I'm going to slow the boat down a little bit here before I lock that board down, just so it don't pull it off. Good stuff. I might get another piece. Come on, fishy, fishy, fishy. Mm-hmm. Well, y'all, I can't say that changing directions done us any good. I think the bite has just slowed way down for right now. For whatever atmospherical condition reason, why, I don't know. But yeah, they have slowed down for sure. Might be really good right before dark. I'm not going to fish that long because I've got to make my way to somewhere where I can catch some possible skipjack, white bass. Mm. Come on, fish. Man, it slowed down. I got a buoy I'm trying to dodge again. Same one as last time, but we're going on the other side of it. Woo! Man, they slowed down. Come on, fish. Let me adjust my speed back up if I haven't already. Let's try the faster speed. Maybe that's the ticket. Come on, fish. Woo, it slowed down. My gosh. You can do it, fishy, fishy. I wonder if they quit on us, y'all. I've seen it happen. I mean, it is an odd time of day to be fishing, but we're doing pretty good to start out with. Could be an earlier afternoon bite for some strange reason. Who knows? Well, all right, y'all. I cannot see that pulling upriver is making any difference at all. So we're going to turn the boat back around and start fishing back towards the ramp, because change of directions did not help us. I'm gonna have to slow the boat down to turn it, or I'm gonna pull my boards loose. There's so much wind and waves going on. I was hoping for another crack at Moby Dick there, but we will turn the boat, and at least I'll get that stinking sun out of my face. I might go towards the outside of this flat, closer towards the channel ledge now. Still on the flat, but closer to the ledge. They could have been up here feeding and just moved out. I'll guarantee you every house on that block is at least $100,000. Guaranteed. That one's got a nice steep boat ramp on it. What is that, a hang up? Yeah, it's a hang up. Come on, fishy. I'm hung up. It's nasty in front of that creek. We might have to pull everything in. I got it loose. That's good. That's why I didn't go in that creek. There's a really sharp ledge coming up into it. And it's not like a gradually getting shallower thing. So yeah, I avoided trying to hang up every one of my rods and just stayed just to the outside of it. Changing directions, done zero. They've just slowed way down. Got something to do with the sun and the moon, who knows? Because we're even in front of the creek now and not getting nothing. Ain't getting squat. I'll throw out again, but I'm losing hope. What in the world is happening here? How is that happening? How did that get on there like that? There we go. We might could go out to the main river and get bit. I mean, there was fish in the main river. Just because they have shut off on the flat don't mean they are shut off on the main river. They could be. I can't tell where that planer board is. It's way, way, way out there. All right, y'all, we're turning back towards the ramp, heading in. I don't have a lot of faith in it. You can just tell when they decide they're going to shut down. Yeah, boy. even eating the cheese, that's it. It's probably gonna pick up last couple of hours for dark, but I can't be here. I've got to go chase some bait. Try and get a hold of some skipjack or white bass, preferably some skipjack. This is the way they can do you. Now, you know, when they're running water in this thing, a lot of water, you can get bit just all day long, but right now they're not. They're running like 10,000. Just a steady 10,000. So you get these shorter little bite windows and then it just kind of slacks out. It'll be better in another week, I'm guessing. They finally got the lake up to full pull, so. But yeah, we're going right back through where we got bit. Don't matter which direction. It just don't matter. Looking like they got the lockjaw. I hate it when fish get lockjaw. Check the time. I'm going to run this video for another, probably 30 minutes. If you want to hang around, you can, but it ain't looking good. I believe she done died off on us. Well, all right, y'all. I'm going to do the outro to this, and I'm going to keep fishing another, like I say, about 30 minutes. But basically, what's going on here is we've got scattered fish. We've got a short bite window. Short bite window because they're not flowing a lot of water right now due to the drought that we had. And the fish are very scattered. I fished the channel, and I caught about as many fish in the channel as I did here. So what that's telling me is they are just scattered all the way across this lake. Now, earlier in pre-spawn, I'm wearing fish out. That's because every fish in the river is up on the flat. Well, right now they're divided up. Later on in the post-spawn, they will all be out there, and the deep water bite will definitely pick up. Everything will be right out there where you're at instead of scattered across the whole entire river. So, yeah, we're still in spawn, but we are working our way out of it. So, which is a good sign. I'd say another week or so, it'll be some really good fishing. Definitely in 2 weeks, I'd say that'll be the full-on post-spawn bite. So if you want to hang around, you can. I might score another, but it ain't looking good. Either way, this is a video. There was some fish in the video. That makes the fishing video. This is Catfish Dave with another one. Signing out. Oh, look at there. We got hit. See, I done that outro and they thought I left. We fooled them. They thought I done pulled my lines in. Now he's a-coming to me. Gizzard shad chunk. Yeah, now you're gonna wake up a little bit. Little marked up. I'm glad to see that fish. We ain't got many in the last hour. Yeah. Got some teeth on them. Let go of my thumb, son. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah. That hook is there we go. Do I want to cut another shad? Not really. But I will, I guess. Yellowfin. Got 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna use this small one. Since it's the end of the day, and I'm just gonna put the whole thing on there. I know it's got a head on it, but at this point, these old smaller shad, he'll be soft, you know, by tomorrow, so we'll go ahead and use them. It's like the ocean out here right now. We got the motion of the ocean. Oh yeah. Let's check the time. I'll be out here another 20 minutes. And then we're calling it. I gotta try to get the bait. The bait is hitting literally that last 30 minutes before dark. There's no sense in even showing up there at 4 or 5 in the afternoon. You need to be there after 8 o'clock because you're not gonna catch anything before. That's just the way it is right now. Low flow, short bite windows, blah, 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 blah. You can get on a few skipjack either first thing in the morning, and I mean first thing by 9 o'clock it's over with, or it's got to be that last hour before dark. I got to fight this old Chattanooga traffic. Make it all the way to Fort Loudon Dam. I could try Watts Bar, it's closer, but I don't know what Watts Bar Dam is doing. I know what Fort Loudon Dam is doing. And it's not doing much, but at least I know what it's doing. Yeah, boy. Woo! Yeah, oh, and it come off. That was the yellow bass chunk. Way out there. Started to get more bites on it once we took the head off it. Like I say, they're just not in a head mood up here. It's just gonna hit that board no matter what I do. If I pull it left, if I pull it right. I believe we caught it. Why did that board spin around like that? Did we get the line? That board spun around like we got the line, but maybe we didn't. Huh. That was odd how that board 360'd like that. It done it. We had a shot at another. Lock that down. Got a lot of line out on that. I sure did. I want to pee, and there's some boat just parked right there, sunbathing or whatever they're doing over there. But I'd sure love to pee. That would be all right with me if I could pee. I'd be all about it. No. I hit the wrong button. I meant to hit the, I broke my board loose. I meant to turn right and I hit the stinking power button. Gosh dang it. I jacked it up to like 2 miles an hour all of a sudden. Popped my board loose. Oh, Lordy. I just threw that out there. You see all the mistakes in these videos. And I don't make this many mistakes when I get some sleep, but I did not sleep. I was up at 2 a.m. I mean, I didn't go to bed till after 2. And then, of course, I'm up at 6 because this is like a 2-hour drive down here. We don't have long to do it because about 6:05, I'm calling it. There we go. I'm concentrating, thinking about how I have to pee, and so it messed me up when I was jacking with that remote. Yeah, another thing, I usually use skipjack, white bass this time of year. Man, we don't have no skipjack in the boat. We could have been on a better bite, possibly pulling the skipjack. But you don't always get the bait you want. We'll go back to the left here. I'm trying to get far enough ahead of that boat over there that I can pee, is what I'm trying to do. Six more minutes, we're gonna call it. Health and personal care reward debit card. What? Why are you just now charging me? What kind of charges is that? I've got friends in. All right, y'all, I am beyond that boat enough. I'm gonna pee off the front. And if we ain't got bit, it's very, very soon. I'm calling it. I got a long way to go. I'm gonna put in on another spot, try to get bait for another video. Watch me get hit now that I'm doing this. Be my luck. Biggest one of the day hit while I got it hanging out. That would be my luck. Oh man. Whew. I done it. I hung it on out there. Reel this in a little more. It don't need to be that close to that one. 6:06. I'm gonna check my little deal here, and I'm gonna start reeling it in, y'all. I'm hoping I still got microphone. Okay. Here we go. I'll start warming the motor up. Start pulling them. See if I still got microphone. Says I do. Check. Says I do. No bait. You gotta be kidding me. Which ones do we want to pull? Probably this one. I always leave the camera running until I get the last bait up, because you never know. Turn that thing off and some big monster plow your bait. Gosh dang it. Mm.